I'm Kira858, and we're here with our brand new campaign, Reclamation, Season 1, Episode 15. We're glad to have you with us as we continue the story of House Chiron. We're going to jump right into the session, but first, let's introduce our cast, have to say who they are, who they're playing, and any projects they're working on. And of course, we'll start first. We'll go traditional this time and start with our fantastic friend, Aries. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing?
Sure thing. Hey folks, I'm Adrian, or Aries, and you are going to see me playing Jethron Cloudport tonight, the Leon and Paladin Barbarian, and I'm super happy that we're back. And I am a player sometimes here on the Cookout, and also an ST over at the Bear Pen, and by the time this comes out, I think, possibly, Blood in the Bayou Book 3 will have started back up again. So I'm very excited to be jumping back into that story. Yeah, you can catch that on Sundays at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Perfect. Next, we have the wonderful Reeve. Like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Hello everyone, I am at Big Dudery on all of the various socials. I'm also over on the Rerolls Twitch channel where we do a lot of cool things like play D&D and a few other games that should be coming out soon, so keep your eyes peeled. But tonight I am playing Kashad, the leader of this house, and attempting to keep his family in line while apparently becoming a god killer. I don't know. I don't fully understand it. Neither does Kashad. But yeah, hopefully it all goes well for us, you know, or it doesn't. Who knows?
I think the person who it probably won't go well with is the person we're about to introduce next. Ari, if you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Hi, I'm Ari. I am 3 possums currently wrapped up in a blanket because I'm cold. I play Shay, the wizard, who is not excited to be talking to his mother. I'm also Yvain on Rivenwood. I am a storyteller and player over on the Bear Pen, and I am a player on Reroll's channel. So if you want to follow me anywhere for good marsupial content, it is Small Shadow Snack.
Perfect. Next, we can go ahead down to our wonderful DM, Zach. You would like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Of course. I'm working on a few novel projects in my spare time. I'll be playing the chorus of characters, I like to call it. And as always, my Twitter handle is at Small Shadow Snack. I like to discuss very important issues over there, like what the cutest marsupial is.
Yep, 200% accurate. Next, of course, we have the wonderful Di. You'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Yeah, hi, I'm Di. You can find me mostly on Twitter at Dichromaniac, where it's just a lot of random nonsense, or less random and less nonsense. I don't know. Anyway, tonight I'm playing Mare. She is the best middle sibling who is getting this a little more figured out and gonna start getting everything together and get her life in order. You know, she's gonna find a purpose. It's gonna be good.
Why do you sound like a politician when you said that? Well, you had the hands going out and everything. I was like, yeah, I was like, Obama? Okay.
You can trust me.
You can absolutely trust Mare. Absolutely. She should never do anything to hurt you. But yeah, you can also find me on Friday nights on Thal Unbound on the Bear Pen. And yeah, I definitely have a few things in the works, so keep your eyes open. It's going to be fun.
Perfect. And of course, we have the wonderful Ren. If you'd like to talk about yourself, who you're playing, and projects you're working on.
Hi, I'm Ren. I play Timmons, the best butler, who is feeling a little bit more rejuvenated lately for the impossible task of wrangling this crazy family. I am also the DM for Riverwood Academy, which is on hiatus because I'm currently co-DMing something new that should be out soon, so I'm very excited about it. And I have no internet presence. You cannot find me.
You're just a black hole in the abyss. Perfect. As for yours truly, I am Kira A58. I play the Sweet Bean Abrea, who learned some sad news just recently. We'll see how that's going to affect them going forward. It's safe to say it probably hit them relatively hard. But of course, you can be able to find all of our content listed here at the Cookout TTRPGs, as well as our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Kira858, where you can find a wide variety of TTRPG goodness, such as mentioned, Riverwood Academy, which is now hit their season finale. Of course, you can be able to find our Boss Beyond Time, which is our Mage the Ascension campaign. We have Fractured Destiny, which I'm pretty sure is the only campaign dedicated to sextuplets at the moment. And of course, our little bit horrific / chaotic based D&D campaign called Mistlight of Shadow. And there's so many more that will be coming out in the near future, so just keep an eye out on all of our content at twitter.com and the Cookout TTRPG. And that's it for yours truly. So we're going to transition over to our fantastic DM, Zach. Zach, take it away.
So, I know that for the past week, all of our friend Ari has been very, very anxious and nervous to kick off this conversation with Shay's mom. I'm sure that Ari would love for us to start there, but I'm a bad person, so we're not going to do that. We're going to instead kick off while that travel is happening, while Shay travels with the Griffin Rider that had been left behind. Courtesy of House Slatewing. While that travel is happening, what sort of discussions are happening around the campfire? Are you trying to make nice with the Justicarians? Do you want to put out any sort of inquiries or ask any questions of them while you're there? You'll be camping there for a couple days as you're waiting on Shay to arrive and figure out what's going on. So I just want to check in on what you all think is happening during that time.
Is anything happening around the camp itself? Like anything important?
So I'm not sure what Kashad would find to be important. Give me an investigation roll, please.
One of these days I'll get to know something I'm good at.
You could...
Oh, well, that's a 3.
You could perhaps roll something different if you were trying to inquire somehow other than investigation.
No, that's fine. He's just mostly just looking around to see if anything jumps out at him. But a total of 5 for that.
Nothing in particular seems to be happening of importance. It seems like the operation here has definitely pared itself down quite a bit. There's like maybe 6 soldiers that you can kind of see as you arrive, going around milling about doing their duties or sitting on guard duty. It looks like there's only 1 guard now instead of the large presence that they had previously on each side of the camp. And then, of course, the mage that you had met previously also seems to be around. So you could try to talk to any of those soldiers or probe deeper into talking to that mage.
Sure, let's go meet the mage. Let's see what the mage is up to.
Okay. When you go to meet him, how do you approach? Are you going to look for him like in his tent, or just wait for him to be out and about in the camp?
I would wait for him to be like around. I don't know, like barging into his, personal space. That would be unbecoming.
Okay, yeah. So you see, after a time of him going into his tent after sort of the original communication with you all on the first day, you see him with a what looks to be some kind of notebook, and he's writing in it nearby, sitting around the campfire.
Well, I'll make my way over. Good day to you. I hope you are doing well.
I'm doing well, and good day to you as well.
Have you and your people found anything of interest in the mountains since we've been indisposed?
Nothing of particular interest, although the training exercises went well. So that is always good news.
Indeed. Has things been going well for your people? No concerns about trade or food recently? Anything like that?
No, not so much, although roll me a persuasion check.
I am good at that one.
Let's see how friendly Kashad comes off.
No, I'm not. I'm a 13. I am gonna use a sorcery point on the one thing to, what is it?
I mean, I wouldn't really consider 13 to be a failure in this particular case. So, you can if you want to try to get a better result, but this is not really a failure.
I mean, I want perfection. Kashad only wants perfection.
Fair enough.
27. That is better.
That is better. Timmons is asking if she is around for this conversation. I doubt that you would be opposed, but I will ask, would Kashad be willing to have Timmons around for this?
Kashad would not have moved away from Timmons intentionally. It wouldn't have been difficult to follow him, but he wouldn't be like, follow me either. I think he's literally just like talking to the soldiers or whatnot. So it's up to Timmons if they want to follow.
Yeah, it's up to you, Timmons. So 27 is exceedingly good. He says, well, as you know, there are several different members of our triumvirate. You have met Triardon. It tends to be also that our people are fairly split. So the news of war brewing in the north is something that a slice of people want to get their hands into somehow, some way. A slice of people are fearful for, and a slice of people are trying to sort out how they can use it to their own advantage. So it is, I suppose you could say, strange times are afoot, no?
Yes, but war is always a strange and difficult time. Are your people concerned that the war will find its way down here to you?
That is always a concern, or that perhaps while the attentions of the world are pointed into the north, someone will try to take us by surprise and embroil us in a different conflict, or that will somehow be pulled into the conflict in the north. We have plenty of ships. There are a measure of people that might want to go.
So I suppose that is a difficulty. Forgive me, my knowledge of your triumvirate is limited. What are the general, I guess you could say, differences between the three?
Well, Triardon, as you've met him, tends to be the most forceful presence of the group. One of the others, to me, is exceedingly cunning and embroiled in political maneuvering. The other prefers to keep to herself, focusing on her research, as I understand it.
See, well, suppose things are similar everywhere. There's Always similar breakdowns politically. Well, you were here this entire time. How do you feel that the mountain is doing? I imagine there's a bit of a delicate ecosystem here. Is there any odd behaviors amongst the magical creatures recently, or anything you didn't recognize?
That's a good question. I'm not sure that I've thought about it too much, to be honest with you. I guess nothing comes to mind.
I suppose that's good. It must mean that means that there's no chance that anything dangerous or this notable has happened.
It's true.
What can you tell me about teleportation magic? My own studies into the arcane has been recent, so I don't know too much about magic beyond the third circle.
In a practical sense or in a theoretical sense?
Let's keep it as, how do I want to put it, simple as possible.
Most people believe that all places are connected to all other places somehow, and that teleportation magic relies on those connections to convey people from one place to another. The methods that I'm capable of with creating a teleportation circle, they revolve around, as far as I can tell, essentially creating a mapping between the 2 points and connecting them. Almost like an arcane explanation of which link to follow, if that makes sense.
It does. Does this theory apply only to travel amongst one's plane, or would other worlds be theoretically possible?
Other worlds are definitely theoretically possible. Some claim to have been there. I actually read a journal a number of years ago. There was a warlock who believed himself to have visited some sort of metal world, like a world created primarily out of metal, ruled by automatons. Strange sort of clockwork creatures. The entries were very rambling, but it's descriptive enough that he's either seen something like it or perhaps gone mad. Wouldn't be the first spellcaster to fall to such a fate, I suppose.
That's true, but I wonder, perhaps there are many things we do not understand. Well, hopefully that is enough of me distracting you from your leisure time. I will make my leave of you for now. Thank you for your time.
Sure. If you think of anything else, it's not a problem.
All right. I'll leave. Someone else can have conversations if they want to.
I think I saw Di go off mute for a second. Did you wanted to do something? Oh, okay. In that case, so during one of the nights, maybe the same night that this took place, that we left the area, or could be another night, Abrea is going to not sneak away or anything, but they're going to kind of find like a particular spot to where they could be able to pull out their tome. And as they do so, they're just going to write in a tone and be like, "Hi, are you there?"
The writing comes back after a few moments, and it says, "I certainly hope so."
Uh, I'm glad. Uh, have you ever lost someone?
Ooh. You see a very strange series of scribbles. Because normally ink can't be erased super easily, but it's almost like things are being written and then wiped away and then written and then wiped away, like someone were, writing on a keyboard and then backspacing everything and then writing a bit and then backspacing everything. And this goes on for about 30 seconds before the answer comes back. I once lost the person who means the most to me in the world.
Oh wow! You were sad, right? You was sad that it happened. Like it really affected you, right?
The answer comes back and says, selfishly, I suppose that it did. It took me a lot of time to come to terms with it, but eventually I decided that even though they were lost, it was not my duty or responsibility to keep them from whatever great adventures might find them. And this is a little surprising to you because you obviously probably already know this, but I'll just make it explicit so that you kind of realize how the conversation is going. This is more words than you've ever seen, like written out from this particular individual at one time. Something is uniquely different with this particular conversation. I think even Abre is kind of, despite a young age, picking up on that right now.
Well, yeah, because most of their statements were mostly just like one or two, a couple of words here or there. Definitely not like full. That was like almost like a paragraph or such. And so they appreciate that, and then as they look towards it, they nod, and then they write down and say, "We came out the cave, and my auntie died. She's the queen of Darkstar. And so I feel really sad, but I feel like others are keeping it like I don't know." And they back kind of right away to be like, would I tell folks they move forward, like maybe it doesn't affect them as much? I don't know. And like when I mentioned our cousin Ian, they said we can worry about that later. And I feel really sad for Ian because that's his mother that he lost. But I feel like I'm the only one that feels this way. So I wasn't sure if I was doing something wrong. How would you feel in my shoes?
So what comes back is actually a question. Just not to say ignoring, you gather that the individual received your message, but instead of responding to your question, they've asked another question instead. And that question is, have these people experienced other losses? Is this your first?
Oh, like how I look to the side and says, "Yeah, this is the first person I've lost since I remember. Like, my dad died, but I was a baby when that happened. But the others were older when it took place. So I don't know about everyone, like Jethrin or Timmons or Shay, but I'm pretty sure Mare and Kashad was old enough to remember our father before he passed. But this is my first time.
The writing comes back. When you have already climbed a mountain, even a series of hills do not seem so vast.
So this is my first mountain I have to climb.
The response is, I wish it were different. And then it pauses. But yes.
You're right. I do too. I'm glad I could share this with you. I felt a bit alone because I thought I was really weird for feeling this way, but you made it make sense, so thank you. Oh, Zach, if you say it, so we don't hear you. Okay, sure.
You see a small golden leaf is drawn onto the page.
Oh.
But it's not made of ink. It actually like flakes off a small gold leaf from the page.
Oh, that I could grab is tangible?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. They'll pick it up and then look at it and then smile. It's just and they'll probably I could imagine them having like some braids with like flowers next to them, wrapped around it. So I feel like they would kind of attach it to like one of the braids. So you'll see maybe like a white feather, and then maybe like a red one that came from like birds, and then you'll see like a gold leaf next to it, and then they'll write down in the book. It says, "Thank you. It felt better knowing I could talk to you about this. But I do have good news. I think I can set up the anchor soon for you. So."
Every mountain must be climbed one space at a time.
I just wish this wasn't the mountain. And they were right on there. He says, I'll be there for Ian, and I'll be there for you. And then I'll try to be there for Mom is, He starts thinking about all the individuals that are affected by their aunt pass. It's just, it's hard, but it'll get better with time, I guess, if I could see from my brother or sister. Thank you.
do not forget to also be there for you.
They stop and they look at the book and they're confused. And that just like blue screen of death, like, yeah, for me, what does that mean? And they kind of like scratch their head. I think they kind of like placed the book against their chest and tried to figure out what does that mean, because I don't think they understand it. They don't really get it.
There's more. You can feel more writing forming.
Oh,
after a couple moments.
Okay, they'll open it back up if they'll feel more writing there.
For the strongest wolf to protect their pack, they must first survive themselves.
Oh. And they'll write back in the book, sorry, I was just trying to understand what that meant, but now I get it. It means I have to get through this before I can help other people, right?
You do not need me to tell you that is the truth. You already... And then it's cut off.
Oh.
Something about the magic feels heavier again. And you realize that the energy's probably been overexerted from this particular... You're familiar with this, that oftentimes you'll run into a spot where the entity will be unable to respond. You've hit one of those spots. Unfortunately, in the middle of a sentence, which hasn't really happened before and is weird.
It is kind of weird, but they still feel much better actually talking about it. And as they think about that statement, especially since it's kind of confirmed their belief, they're going to go back to like kind of placing the tome against their chest for a second, and try to imagine ways of getting through this grief, which is very difficult for a 12-year-old to imagine. But they're trying. they're trying really hard. So that at least if they can get better, then they can get better for others as well. So that's what they're going to do for the night. That's me.
Okay. Anyone else have things they want to make sure they do?
Yes.
A couple of days around the campfire.
Please.
Lion person. Sir Cloudpaw, what would you like to do?
During one of the days, or actually probably quite a few of the days, I've been spending a good bit of time with my double-bladed ancestral axe and taking note of the changes to it. And I would say I get up early every morning and have the shirt off, and more in a traditional Leonin sense. I'm wearing not so much like the pants that people would be used to. It's more like along the terms of what I would have worn back home or what I wear in my leisure time, which is akin to like something like a kilt, something like a loincloth, but it's very, it's what I would wear, and definitely barefoot. And I am going through various training exercises and forms, but not the ones that I had been schooled in for years with the Paladin orders and my service at the capital and the Chirons. This is more fighting as you would see Leonin do. So there are jumps involved, and the double-bladed axes whirling fairly often. And I'll train like this for a couple of hours almost every morning, and also try to see if I can, with the various soldiers and such that are in the encampment, occasionally spar with them and try and build up a rapport as well, to see if any of them fancy practicing some new things, or if I could learn anything from them while I'm here. But I would say Jethrin is very focused during this period and quite quiet in terms of, like, he's not withdrawn or anything like that, but definitely speaking a hell of a lot less, and focused on these movements of the body.
Roll me a persuasion check, if you would.
Sure. It's going to be good. That would be a 21.
You are able to find 2 different people that are willing to spar with you throughout, and that you are able to build the foundation of a casual working relationship with. The other 4 decline to fight the large lion man with live steel, even in a sparring match. But two people are brave enough with that role to step up. So,
do they have names, perchance?
Well, they will now. Their names are Sean and Ur. I'll place them into chat. They're spelled like that.
Thank you very much. So, perhaps during one of the evenings after, various training exercises, I would like to be sitting with them and just having a discussion.
Sure. What would you like to discuss? Anything of particular note?
Yeah. How have you found your time out here during the training exercises or serving under Triordon? He, to me, seemed a fairly impressive man.
They both kind of nod and echo similar sentiments that they're pretty proud of their station. In some ways, like being on the skeleton crew of the mountain is really boring, they say. But it's also an important job because, in a sense, they're watchmen, and they have an important duty protecting the teleportation circle at this base camp. You don't know where it is, you haven't seen it, you've heard the other spellcaster talk about utilizing a teleportation circle, but they do end up telling you that a large reason the camp is there is to easily allow people in and out of the mountain, and they're there to protect the circle from tampering or invasion. And then regarding Triordon, they tell you that he is unbelievably impressive. and that the gods have blessed him with something that they just call the avatar form. They both have only seen it once. They said, and they say kind of like in the manner that soldiers like joke around with each other. They're like, and that is even scarier than you are. And then they kind of like, elbow you in the ribs. No offense.
None taken. But I wouldn't discount either of your abilities either. I mean, you gave as good as you took, so. I'm not sure I've heard of something like an avatar form before. That must be very impressive. And I'm kind of looking at them, soldier to soldier. How are you finding things in your capital, in Justicar?
Huh. They kind of like look at each other and then look back at you, and they're like, sorry, I mean, we've heard a little news, but they like look at each other again, and they're like, honestly, we're not sure. Neither of us have been back there in the past 6 months, so.
Well, that would make things a little difficult, for sure. For sure.
When we left, it was actually pretty peaceful, which isn't especially common for Justicar. But they tell you about like an interesting visit that they had on their last like leave, where they were able to actually spend some time back at the capital. And they found this bar by the coast that you could walk on the pier that was connected to this bar, and the pier basically led you directly out into the ocean to the point where it was reinforced with some metal that wouldn't easily corrode towards the end of it, and you could like walk on the ramp basically directly into the ocean at high tide or low tide. And in this bar, they heard some interesting stories from what they believe to be a band of adventurers, or perhaps traveling minstrels, that were talking about the different underwater temples in the area that they had visited, and how, the rumors say that it's impossible to map the underwater temples. Some people say that all of the treasure that there is to find in some of them have been found, and others say you could search for lifetimes and never uncover all of the different hidden rooms and passages.
It sounds like a heck of an adventure, to be honest.
They kind of, it's actually Sean that says this, but he says he'd really like to, if he can get some leave, try to gather a group of people to actually go into and visit one of them. And he kind of talks about how that's like the experience of a lifetime, and is something that he can't, like, as far as he knows, you can't replicate that anywhere else on the continent.
Well, if I ever have any leave and you manage to set this up, don't be shy to send a message my way.
How would I do that? Like,
probably magical, if there's somebody you can pay to do it, or I don't know. There must be carriers or runners.
Long run up to Dargonia, but
boats, I imagine.
Patience is a virtue, I hear. I'm sure we could work something out.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Jethrin is also thinking about he's been thinking like it's probably would be advantageous for the house to actually go to the capital, but he's not sort of like gonna bring this up to the soldiers. Just spend the rest of the time maybe sharing a few drinks and a few war stories and such. And
they try to convince you to play dragon chess.
Master Kashad has been trying to get me to play this for years, and I pretend to know the rules. I think I might have won accidentally once, but I'm down.
They start to kind of explain the rules to you, and you know, it's a reasonably fun time, but they also like get into squabbles about the rules. You know, he says that to cheat, etc. In the way that people do. But eventually you guys get around to playing, and you actually manage to win a couple rounds, and eventually sun starts to set.
Nice.
It's about time for you to get some rest to make sure that you're ready for the next round of training the next morning.
The only other thing Jethron will do while we're waiting for Shay to come back is on one day he will actually ask Mervina and because your name is not on there, Kira Obrea.
Obrea, sorry, my bad.
I lost my brain for a second. I'll ask Mervina and Obrea if they would like to come with him just on a quick hunting trip. All he wants to actually look for is something simple, like either a mountain goat or some kind of deer, something along those lines, because he is just wanting to get either some normal horns or some bones that he could use because he is wanting to make something.
Yeah, Brea will go.
Of course.
I got you.
Fantastic. Would you like us to roll for that hunt, Zach, or would it just be something we can do?
Nah, you can just do that one.
What do we get?
You are able to find small mountain goat.
Fantastic. Does it have all right horns?
How big of a horn would you have been looking for? Maybe a couple inches.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 max.
You probably get more like 4, but there are 2 of them.
That's perfect. Yeah. Now that is all that I would like to accomplish, other than like, you know, preparing the meat and whatever. I'm gonna take those horns, and he starts to, in his time, just before bed every night, he is starting to work on some very specific pieces for hair braids.
Very, very nice. Timmons,
Yes,
you had someone to visit, I believe.
I do. I've been working on finishing up the sewing that I was doing, so it'll be ready so I can go down the mountain and talk to Aga.
Okay.
I will generally let everyone know that I'm planning to go that way, if anyone wants to travel with.
Yeah, I'll come with. And would this be after we got the goat?
Brea will go.
Sure. It can be after. It doesn't really matter.
I just want to give Aga the goat pelt.
Okay. Then yeah, sure.
Nice. Down the mountain.
Okay. You head down the mountain. Easily find August Cave. And when you arrive there, Timmons, you hear cursing in Giant.
Hold up, everyone. I'm not sure that this is going to be particularly pleasant. Does it sound like one voice or more than one voice?
No, nope. It's just Aga.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She's like yelling something about a expletive about a cauldron's mother and how the person who created it was not of a very intelligent ilk, and lots of expletives about the things that she would like to do to that person.
In Goblin, I'm just going to do my best to echo the tastiest of those curse words back and join in with, like, cursing this cauldron and its maker.
Do you also walk into the cave?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. As you do so, you can see that Aga has what appears to be a human-sized mace, and she's slamming it into the side of a giant-sized cauldron, and then just like looking down into something in the cauldron and cursing at it. And as you appear and start echoing some of the sentiments, she says, "Ha, you funny."
Thank you. I like to think so. Cauldron troubles?
Make potion, not go well. Stupid cauldron.
I don't understand.
You are very good at making potions, so I would also blame the cauldron. I brought a couple
Maybe
friends.
Aga too. Try make new potion. Different. Hard.
What kind of potion?
New one?
Does it have a stated... I don't know how to say that. Does it... Why?
That's silly. Why? Aga make new potion. Make magic stronger.
Oh, nice. I thought you already had a potion that made magic stronger.
This one different.
Oh. Very cool.
Aga likes magic.
I know, and Uga is very talented.
You lie, human, but I like it.
Oh. Hey, don't call me a liar. It hurt my feelings.
If Timmons no one to be liar, Timmons no lie.
Timmons is not lying. So for everyone else, like you're just like blah blah blah. Timmons, blah 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 blah. Timmons.
Okay, so they're talking about her. Okay.
I brought Mare and Obrea with me. Gesture of the room.
Again, we brought you this. Thought maybe you would like it or have some use for it.
And
Gifts. Help.
She takes the pelt and kind of nods at you, and in Goblin says, "Okay, Aga fix." And she goes and finds this needle and starts using some kind of like thread on it.
It's a gift for you to do what you want with.
Young Mistress Morrowind, I would like to tell you it's a gift, and you are not. You don't have to repair.
Yes, Aga fix. Trust.
Okay.
Be good.
I do trust you.
Oh,
I guess I'll wait.
Okay. As you wait, or were you gonna say something to her, Abrea?
yeah, Brad was like, but I'll give another gift too before we go. And then as they wrap their arms together, you see the nature runes start to appear. They start off green, but then they transition to gold as these gold leaves starts and flowers starts to spread across the cave. It's like, here you go, more pretty flowers for you.
As she's working on the pelt, she kind of points at the new golden vegetation and goes, "That new, but Argo like."
Yeah. Oh, I don't understand. Sorry.
I will translate it.
Yay! Okay. And then they'll head back.
It is about 15 minutes later when she starts walking towards Abrea.
Hi.
She kind of like reaches out and drops the pelt onto your head. And that's when, no, like actually like on you, like, so you're now wearing it as a cloak. And you realize that she's converted this cloak into a pelt with like a hood on it where the goat's face would normally be on the pelt, so that you have like a little goat hood. And it's just a cloak that like fans out around your back. And she looks at Timmons and goes, "See? I can fix."
And it is excellent.
This is beautiful. Whew, I like the horns.
Horns. Jethrin took the horns.
Oh, you think yeah.
There are no horns.
There are no horns. Sorry about that. There's just is there like a little knob there, or was the entire thing get shaved off? Like, you know where the horns are at? Like, is there like a little, you know how like a tree stub, when you chop off a tree, there's like the stub hanging out? Is there like a stub where the horns is, or is it completely shaved out? Just curious.
I would imagine if we were trying to take the pelt off intact, we would have removed the skull. So the skull would have come out with the horns.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. But still, they all wrap it up. Was like, thank you. This goes perfectly with my clothes. Wow. She's great with fashion.
It suits.
It makes me a little bit ashamed of my own offering, and I will pull out the giant-sized, like, shipped dress I've been working on from the material that we stole earlier.
She takes it from you, and then kind of like looks it over, inspects it a bit, and says, "You small. This take long time."
I find often when I need to think, it is nice to have my hands busy.
"You nice, Timmons," and she kind of pats you on the head.
Thank you. Oh, would you have any use for... Okay, question, is it still on my back? Kashad pulled, did a creation thing and made a sword, and then gave it to me. Is it still on my back?
Yep.
I'm gonna take it off.
It is a sword, like a replica of the one that you saw Berthorpe use.
Is it large? Like, are we talking like rapier, or are we talking about like long sword?
No, like long sword.
As I remember, I don't remember if we already gave her some weapons, or if we had the weapons to give her and we haven't given her yet.
I
have to. It's been
don't think you had given them to her yet.
All right, cool. Well, I'll take
her right now.
Yeah. So we'll hand her some of the weapons that we got that were appropriately sized from the cave, and then I'll have this one. And I'll be like, I have no idea if this would even be useful to you.
Ooh. But I mean, I can always give it a try. I'm not sure.
Give it a try.
Sorry, my brain blanked. What is it specifically? I'm sorry.
It's a longsword.
Longsword. Oh,
that is a replica of your father's sword.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I mean, I definitely want to keep it. Actually, yes, it would be an honor to carry it.
For the record,
yes.
the sword is not your father. If you cannot wield it safely, it is better to use the tools that will keep you safe than it is to hold on to it.
I think it's not so different than a dagger, that it wouldn't be impossible. Just a little practice, perhaps.
Perhaps. All right.
Thank you. Truly.
Well, it suits you.
It's a new look. I think it just might.
I will give the other weapons that we had to Aga, and then I will ask Aga. I have a question I want to ask Aga before we get wrapped up.
Yes, Timmons? You ask a question.
Yes, you are good at magic. Are you also good at gods? I don't know where your magic comes from, so.
Aga is not God. Aga is giant. You gather that something has gotten lost in translation.
Do you talk to gods? I don't think I know the word for pray, so I'm going to go for talk to gods.
Aga do not talk to gods. Gods would not talk back. That'd be silly.
Oh, fair enough. I'm just, everyone I know uses magic. I was just trying to understand a bit more.
Once per year, Aga light fire outside of cave, so gods do not get angry.
Oh. Does it work?
Aga is still alive, so Aga thinks it's working.
Fair enough. Maybe I need to light more fires. We saw monsters up the mountain, but we survived it.
Yes, bad monsters up mountain.
Did they look like? And I'm going to give whatever I can in Goblin a description of the kind of Centauri, infernal, demon beast people that we met.
Aga has never seen that.
I will also give a description of the chained angel.
Aga thinks you should stay away from this person in chains.
I don't think that would be a problem at present.
When giants are very bad, we put them in chains so they do not harm others.
Yeah.
Aga thinks people in chains are bad.
I mean, fair, honestly. This one is neither good nor bad anymore.
Aga is confused, but trusts Timmons.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I know I said last question like 2 questions ago. evil koalas sort of thing. I don't even know exactly. It's like small. They said it's like a bear, but it's not actually a bear. But it had horns.
Yes.
You know this one.
Yes, Arga has seen.
Okay. I guess warning? I don't know.
Arga's confusion. Warn strange koalas?
No, I'm warning you.
Okay.
Okay. Excellent. You're amazing, as always. We probably have to go back. Do you need anything?
No, but Timon should stay away from bad koalas.
Agreed. I'll turn to Abray and Mare. Either of you require anything further?
No, it was an honor to see you again, Aga. Can you tell her that it was an honor to see her again?
Yes. We're very happy to have seen you, Olga.
Arga pats Maravina on the head.
We'll see you, hopefully. We'll definitely see you again, and we'll come out here to visit. And then maybe one day you can see our home.
That would be something.
Do you translate that, I assume, Timmons?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. With some hesitation, I just translate it.
Okay. Arga says, okay, Arga come to your home after she fixed potion.
Oh, honestly, David would be interesting. Good luck with the travel.
Arga travels very well. Long legs.
Fair point. Fair point. All right.
Be safe, Timmons.
Be safe, Olga.
And you leave?
I'll leave.
Okay. That leaves us only one person remaining. Shay. No, you are not going to hide. You are going to deal with what you have wrought upon the world.
Right, okay. So we're burning everything down. Got it. Let's do this.
You walk in, and as you recall, immediately are assaulted with, why is your brother a warlock?
Okay, so I don't even get a hello, it's nice to see you. We're just straight into Shia. Right, that tracks. Shia, I don't know if Dad told you, went missing. I think you remember that. Yeah, so basically to get him back, he's a warlock. Or we didn't get him back.
Something in her face changes. And you see some of the anger melt away, which is atypical. There's still a bit left. And she looks you in the eyes and she says, do you notice anything different about this house?
I mean, I just walked through the door. It looks like a house. I mean, I don't know if she's gonna like look around.
Roll me a perception check.
You know. No, that's nothing. That was a natural one.
Ooh. You know, you're trying to pay attention to what's going on, but you're still a bit frazzled by the immediate yelling, and so it's kind of hard to pay attention.
Look, I've got a lot going on right now, Mom. I really was just here to get a sigil to the nearest teleportation circle to Darkstar because the family I work for is stuck on a mountain. I also, evidently lost 2 months of time. I don't know what's different in the house.
Use your ears, Shay.
He'll pause and listen.
Go ahead and try another perception check.
Oh no. Okay, that's better. A 23. Evidently, he can hear better than he can see.
For a place that has 2 14-year-olds in it, this house is awfully quiet.
I'm assuming the twins are off causing chaos. Do you want me to go find them? I will go find them.
I don't know where you would even begin to look.
Probably the mine. They love to hang out there.
They're not at the mine.
Did you check in the weird portal thing?
Your brother, who's now a warlock, has decided to take up adventuring. I wonder where he got that idea. Any thoughts, Shayari?
Well, it's definitely not me. I'm a servant. You happen to have more travel experience than I do.
That's interesting, because I distinctly remember some very fun stories about your friends throwing darts around and talking about the glory of being a paladin dedicated to the gods.
They couldn't
Very
have.
vivid imagination, those teenagers.
Mom, I will go find them. I don't know where to look first. How long have they been gone?
I don't know.
Well, where's Dad?
Sleeping? Your father's very tired.
He didn't see them leave. Didn't Enzo, Misha.
I don't know. 3 weeks, maybe 4.
Right. Look, if I can just get a sigil, I can send it back to the family, and they can get off the mountain, and I'll go find the twins.
And what are you going to do when you find them?
Bring them back home.
How?
I don't know. They're 14. I could probably throw Shia over my shoulder and drag Rena home. Like, I don't know, Mom.
Perhaps you could have before your brother became a warlock.
Mom, I happen to also be a wizard.
Would you like some sort of a prize?
No, I'm just saying I think I could handle a baby warlock.
A baby warlock.
He's
Right.
14!
Mm-hmm. With a sister who's dedicated to becoming a paladin so that she can protect him.
Look, do you want to come back to the mountain with me so you can yell at my boss?
As entertaining as that sounds, I don't think it would do us any good.
Oh, okay, so what do you want me to do? Cause I don't know. If you sent a letter to the house, I've evidently been in a cave for 2 months. Didn't feel like 2 months, but I've got a lot on my mind right now, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a giant said something about fire hair.
Shiari, stop the games. I've no idea what you're talking about.
He's gonna pull out the second spell book.
Okay. Are you, like, handing it over to show it to her, or
No, he's just holding it up to show her the cover.
is that your diary or something?
Evidently, a sphinx thinks this is going to help me in the future. A deity also told me that 2 planes hold ownership over me. I don't know what that means. So yeah, my mind's been a little frazzled. Oh, and I almost died a couple days ago.
Shay, I need you to be very, very honest with me.
When am I not?
Are your employers making you do drugs?
Right. All right, this is no help at all. Cool.
Yes, exactly. This is no help at all. I'm waiting to hear the real story about why you've ghosted your family for months.
Right. So you don't believe a single thing that came out of my mouth. Cool.
What is a sphinx?
I don't know. Some lion with wings. Which evidently I have a memory of. Don't know where that came from.
Strange.
Yeah, very, very strange. So, do you know a magic signal that's close to Darkstar so I can get my family I work for off the mountain so that I can go find the twins?
She writes something on a piece of paper,
Thank you, Mom.
passes it over to you. That is 30 minutes outside of town. It's something that I keep available to me for my own personal use. Now that you have what you want, I suppose you'll need to be going. She stands up and turns her back to you.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna hand this over and go find my brother and sister.
I haven't been able to find them in 4 weeks, so best of luck to you.
Did you check the portal at the end of the cave?
Of course I did. There's no one in that cave.
Mom, I'm gonna ask you something, and please don't be weird. Do you see invisible things?
I can?
Did you talk to the people in the one side of the cave? You know, the ones who are guarding Shaya's tutor?
Yes, Shayari, I heard all about them. The only problem is, they're not there.
Oh. Look, I'll find them. I'll go find them. Let me just. It's nice to see you, Mom.
Those strange people are hiding them. That's the only explanation.
Okay, I'll go talk to them. I will go to the cave and talk to the strange people in the tunnel. I can't see them, but I will go talk to them.
There's no one there, Shay.
Well, there was like a portal thingy doodle. I don't know. Where would they be hiding them?
I don't think that they're hiding them.
What? They like.
This is the note that they left, and she passes you a note.
He'll read it.
It's from Rihanna. It looks very hastily scrawled. And it says, Shy's people told him that he has some stuff to do. We have to leave home. I don't know when we're back. We have a quest that we need to undertake. So I'll talk to you when I can. Love, Bree.
He's like gonna like flip it upside down, like backwards, like looking at it just to see if there's anything weird on it.
No. There doesn't seem to be anything weird about the note.
What sort of quest would they send a 14-year-old on? Like, they can't leave that cave, I thought.
Was that directed at me?
Yes.
Your mother like pauses for 15 seconds and she's like, was that directed at me?
You, the universe, I don't know, Mom. At this point, I don't know anything anymore.
Well, I know you're very busy, but there are some things we should talk about when you have your affairs sorted with the family you work for.
Well, I'm here now. We could just have a conversation. They're not going anywhere off the mountain. They're fine. They're talking to some the armed people up there. They're near Justicar.
I see. Justicar is a very interesting place.
I don't know. We were in the mountains.
Yes. Nearly impassable terrain lies on the other side of those mountains.
I'm going to take it you've been there?
Studied it. I've studied a great number of things, Shayari.
I know you're very well traveled. Is this anything to do with the letter that you sent me?
I'm not a mercenary, Shay.
Okay. So what do you do for a living? Because you said mercenary for my entire life, and are you like a spy?
She pauses.
Which country do you work for?
I'm not a spy, exactly, Shay.
Okay, so what does that leave?
I'm an archaeologist.
So, okay. You do see he like pinches the top of his nose. So you are gone all of the time under the guise of mercenary work to dig in the dirt? Why didn't you just say you were an archaeologist?
Because my work is a sort of secret, which is why I can see how you might mistake it for me being some sort of spy, because it does involve a high level of secrecy.
Why does it? Why does digging up ruins and pottery a secret?
Many people do not like it when you start digging through dirt that is allegedly older than this world has seemed to exist.
Well, okay, so how old is the world? I mean, I know the capital was formed. You see, he's like trying to do mental math, like remember the date that he's probably read in a book.
Most people believe this world was formed 15 or 1600 years ago.
I mean, that's plausible. Is there evidence to the contrary?
Yes.
Do you have that evidence? You could put it in a museum.
I think that people would believe that evidence as much as I believe your story about the Sphinx.
Well, I don't exactly have proof that there was a Sphinx. But there was. I mean, I can draw you a picture of what it looked like. It said something about if it dies, like the world comes to an end. I don't know about that. I feel like it was being a little dramatic.
Well, something would need to bind the world together, wouldn't it?
A talking cat with wings, though? Really, out of everything, Mom?
What would you expect the core to look like?
I would imagine like a pillar or something.
Don't be silly, Shay.
Mom, have I ever lied to you? I mean, we're not talking about when I lied saying that I didn't paint the mayor's house, but, like, have I ever lied to you about anything serious?
Well, let's see. When you were 8, there was an incident with some magical pushing that you swear was your imaginary best friend and not you. And then when you were 11, there was the story about what you and your siblings had gotten up to at 3 o'clock in the morning, which I can't even begin to imagine what that is that kept you all still so awake.
Oh no, I could tell you that we were hiding Dad's medical tools around the house.
I think I've made my point, Shayari.
Yeah, but that wasn't like me being locked in a cave that was meant for what did the person call them? Something with a dis, betrayers or something like that. Like literally, we were walking, the cave parted, we came in. It was only like 3-4 days for us, but we popped out, and the guy's like, "Oh, you've been gone for 2 months."
Stranger things have happened, I suppose.
Yes, like you being an archaeologist. A secret archaeologist. Did you work for some sort of secret museum, library cabal that's like trying to hide history or something?
Not exactly.
So who do you work for?
A sort of secret library cabal that's trying to uncover the real history.
Can I insight check my mom?
You may.
D&D Beyond, I ask you not to screw me over. Bless you. It's 21.
She genuinely believes that history as recorded is, if not a lie, at least not completely accurate.
Does she also? Is she lying about the secret library?
You don't think so?
Oh, my mom. Okay. He just like sits down on the couch and reaches to take berries out of his shirt.
My God, is that a gristle?
Yes, his name is Berries. He shoots like a beam out of his mouth when he gets upset.
She starts walking closer to you.
Yeah. Okay. When did you join the secret library cabal for history research? Is that my entire life? Have you been lying to me my entire life?
When my mother retired.
Grandma was part. Wait, who's taking up the mantle when she... Oh, is that why Misha always acts weird? I mean, I know she's got like 7 kids, but is that why she acts weird? Is she also secretly part of the library cabal history and training?
No. Rihanna was supposed to be. Unfortunately, she seems to have other ideas and plans about what she's going to get up to. Again, can't imagine where she got them.
Jethrin said he might train her, but that was like after she graduated school.
So you see, it's a bit inconvenient that there's no one for me to pass the mantle on to anytime soon. If only I had another child, perhaps one who's shown a proven aptitude for magical talent. Maybe one that boasts about being a wizard.
Mom, this is not how I would think an initiation would go. I imagine hoods and like wine, even though I don't like wine. What? I need to lay down.
Don't be silly, Shayari. There's no initiation. That would give someone an event to target with a scrying ritual to try and figure out what we're up to.
Are you sure
We're far
nobody's
smarter
crying
than
right?
that.
Are you sure nobody's crying right now?
Yes.
Mom, can I ask you a serious question? Like, not me joking. And he will like hold out berries so like she can take him if she wants.
She does grab the gristle and actually starts petting him. Barry seems like momentarily confused because you haven't let go of him in weeks. But he doesn't seem like upset or mad or anything.
He'll take like a piece of fruit out of his pocket and hand it over. So magical archaeologist in history, what do you think happened with the previous history? Forgotten, buried,
I think there was an attempt to erase it.
why?
That I do not know.
When you're not gonna believe me, but when I was in the cave of time weirdness, I asked the thing that you do not believe existed a question, and all it said was first world.
Interesting.
Mom,
Yes, Shayari.
did you lie to me when you said where you found me?
What do you mean, Shayari?
The Sphinx said I came from the first world.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. That's why I was asking you.
You remember the story, don't you?
Yeah, you found me near a caravan. Something about a goblin attack. I don't remember. I mean, I have a physical memory of it. Just remember a horse and it was uncomfortable, but you know, I don't like animals.
Okay, Shayari. I lied.
Oh, I'm going to need therapy. So which part? Was it the goblin attack, the caravan, or do you just also side dabble in child snatching?
I didn't kidnap you. Don't be ridiculous.
I don't know what you're capable of anymore. I mean, I'm fairly sure you're capable of beating my backside, but, like, other than that.
I found you near one of my archaeological sites.
Where was that?
Well, ironically, this one was in Justicar.
What? Where? In the mountains?
No. In their territory.
I don't have a map handy, but I think their territory is fairly large.
A forest.
Oh, great nature. Okay. Well, why would you just lie about that? Why didn't you just say, "Yo, I found you in a fort"? No, that's weird. That makes. Oh, what is going on?
When I found you, you were 2 years old, but you had a full head of hair.
I've always had hair, Mom. It's just a thing. I have a lot of it. I don't know if you can see.
I went
And he
to
does like move the braids a couple of times. Like proof of
went
point.
into a panic the moment we found you because I thought you were dying.
What?
Your hair was on fire, Shayari.
My hair doesn't do that now. But why doesn't my hair do that now? If that's the thing, why doesn't my hair do it now?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, this is processing things. I don't like this.
I should have told you sooner. I just hoped that you would never need to know.
Well, it makes sense with what Aga said. It makes a little bit of sense why I keep having dreams of forests on fire. It makes sense. No, it really doesn't make sense.
Who's Aga?
A giantess. She's very nice, very helpful.
You made friends with a giantess?
Well, she gave me like a flower, and she cooked for us. She's very nice, very very helpful. No, I didn't make. Well, Timmons made friends with her.
Her the like light anger that's just been kind of simmering through this whole conversation finally completely disappears and turns into curiosity, and she just goes, fascinating.
I don't like when you do that. I'm not going to introduce you two because I like Aga too much.
That's rude, Shayari.
I feel like she's been bothered by enough people, and she makes potions as well. It's very fascinating. I never knew a giant who could make potions before. I didn't know potions making was a thing amongst them.
If you continue to be rude to me, I'll burn up that sigil that I gave you and let you find your own way home for your family. Don't be rude.
Okay. Like, I don't get a hug, I don't get a hi, I don't get a...
Do you need a hug, Shayari?
I would like one, yes.
Come here.
He'll get up and go give his mom a hug.
She hugs you back. And strangely, you feel a tear on your shoulder.
I'll find them, Mom.
That wasn't me. That was your friend.
Oh, berries, am I squishing you? I'm sorry.
No. I think he's just worried about you.
He's a neat little guy.
You have no idea.
What do you know about gristles?
Well?
Oh, is this secret library knowledge that I have to say yes to joining your secret cabal for?
Don't be ridiculous, Shay. They're an anomaly.
What does that mean?
They come from the before times, if such a thing truly exists.
He looks at berries. Were you just gonna keep that little secret to yourself?
I was still a bit cross with you.
What? What?
Well, you accidentally sent your brother and sister away, and then you refused to let me meet the giantess. I was upset.
Okay. Did you want to come and meet the giantess? Maybe Master Kashad can do the little mental thing he does and find out where the twins are.
I would like to meet her. Do you know how many people have been recorded as making polite conversation with giants?
Well, I didn't make the polite conversations. Timmons attempted to translate in Goblin.
Don't be overly technical with me, Shay.
But I don't know, Mom. Like, I don't know much about giants.
They might have places of power or history that are far different than our own. For all we know, perhaps this Aga has the key to unlocking the rest of the mystery.
Of the before times?
That's one of their names, yes?
Makers, betrayers, like, I don't... there was a lot of words bandied about that I cannot remember.
What was that word you just said?
Makers or betrayers?
That one.
Yeah, there was like some winged lady that was tied up in the cave. She's passed on.
Betrayers.
Don't know what that means either, Mom. I didn't study religion.
No, I know one of those places.
Yeah, it was like what did Master Kashad say it was? The betrayer prison or something like that?
I don't remember anything about a prison, but one of the sites that I could never get access to, it had that word written on it, betrayer, in Celestial.
I can't read that.
Betrayer.
Mom, I speak Common and Dwarvish very poorly.
Your lack of education isn't my fault, and we both know it.
Right. If you come with us, I hope you speak Goblin, because that's like the only language that she speaks. At least I think it's Goblin. I don't know. Miss Timmons was translating.
I speak every language, Shay.
This is secret power you get from your secret library, Cabal.
She kind of like cocks her head to the side and thinks about it for a second, and then she goes, I guess kind of.
Okay, we might have to talk about the initiation ritual for the secret library, Cabal.
I keep telling you, Shayari, there is no initiation ritual. It would give a distinctive event for people to try to discover us.
So I just say, like, yes? Wait, does this mean I can learn more magic? Because I really want to learn more magic.
Well, I suppose that depends how much time you have on your hands. Were you to agree, I suppose I would need to pass off some of my knowledge to you a bit more directly, I guess.
Okay, well, we'll get my family off the mountain. You can talk to Aga, and I'll see if Master Kashad can mental link with Shaya or Rhea or one of them. And we'll see what their quest is.
Very well. I won't burn the teleportation sigil.
Wait, did you check either one of their rooms?
What kind of mother do you think I am?
I mean, you never noticed half the stuff I hid in my room.
You think because I never said anything to you, that means I never noticed?
So you found the lizard that I used to let sleep underneath the dresser.
What happened to that lizard?
Oh, you won't actually believe it. I left the window open and a bird swooped in and ate it.
Ah, that's what you believe happened. Okay.
Mom, did you kill my lizard?
Is that what you want to talk about right now, Shayari?
No, we'll deal with the. I'm just saying. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to go back to the mountain, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. He's just going to tuck berries back into his shirt.
Do you have the other sigil?
For where they're at, yes, I got it. It's he's like digging through his bag. I found it. Here it is.
Good. Let's go.
Okay.
She begins to start drawing out a circle of her own.
Wait, does Dad know you were able to draw on the floor? You told us off for drawing on the floor.
Well, this is invisible chalk.
Wait, does Dad know what you do for a living?
You think I could keep this from your father our whole lives?
I mean, Dad's smarter than he looks.
Of course he doesn't know.
Oh, so he really does think that you fight monsters for a living. Okay. Wait, do you fight monsters for a living?
Well, what do you think is guarding all these secret runes?
I'm not. Oh, well, probably. Wait, did you lie to him about finding me in a forest, or did you tell him the truth on that?
As far as your father is concerned, he already knows the truth. I found you after dealing with a pack of goblins as part of a mercenary job that had been harassing a village miles and miles and miles away from here.
Okay. Oh, I've got to lie to my dad now. I don't like this.
You get used to it.
Wait, did you find me with anything, or was I just a naked on fire child in a forest?
You were wearing clothes.
Where?
Still have them, actually.
Where?
I don't know. Do you think your behavior has indicated that you've earned such a thing?
I'm sorry, Mom.
Can we just deal with it when we get back? I have 3 lines to finish this circle so that we can get to this mountain.
Okay.
Okay. Draw. And the circle lights up. You going through?
Yes.
You guys go through the teleportation circle. You find yourselves on the other side in what appears to be a circular tent. There are lots of orbs and about 3 different orbs. There's some bones and some chalk. And this room is actually exceptionally messy. There's a bunch of loose notes everywhere. And an audible chime goes up when you arrive. Bing! Everyone who's currently in the camp hears this.
I think that sounded like the alarm spell.
It is very strange, but it doesn't seem that anyone is reacting negatively.
Just watching the soldiers.
I'll keep my axe with me just in case, but...
Yeah, definitely on alert, but waiting to see what the soldiers do.
The soldiers mostly ignore it. The mage glances over to the area. Shay, your mom starts to leave the tent pretty quickly.
Oh no, he's right after her.
So you see Shay and a woman that you haven't met before pop outside of the tent.
I'm guessing that's our ride.
Oh,
That was more effective than I anticipated.
Brea's on top of no name yet, just like looking down because they're a large creature now. It's just like, oh, yay, that was quick.
You've returned.
Yes. Oh no. Yes, mother.
Is that a raptor?
I think so. I don't know. It was the size of a chicken like a couple days ago.
Hi.
Let me introduce you. This is Master Kashad, the head of House Kyran, Lady Maravina, young Master Obrea, Sir Jethrin Cloudpaw, Miss Timmons. Everyone, this is my mother.
Why do you know what that is?
Delighted, but I hope you'll excuse me. I bow to no one. As far as your question, I know a great number of things.
I just sign and lean into Obrea. Oh, they're gonna get on great.
Abrea is still trying to understand sarcasm. It's like, no, they won't.
Good job, Shay. You've accomplished things far more quickly than I expected.
Yeah. I mean, she's my mom. She loves me. Hey, Master Kashad.
Yes?
This is a really weird request. Do you think you could do the telepathic thing with either one of my younger siblings? They seem to have decided to go questing.
I'm gonna make a wisdom saving throw quickly, because I'm trying to keep composure.
I'm gonna make a spell slot real quick.
Would a 15 be enough, Zach, for Jethrin to keep the smile and the potential snicker out of his face?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, 15 is moderate difficulty, normally. So, I mean, yeah. Unless you think it would be exceedingly difficult for him at this moment.
Potentially, it's like he thinks he's proud and he thinks it's hilarious. So, I don't know. Yeah.
Evidently, they've been gone for a few weeks and didn't tell anybody. Evidently, Shaya's magic tutor told them about said quest.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, they're safe. You just well. They look at the mom. It's like, maybe adults can go. I just know kids can go.
I'll cast Sending, Dungeon Master.
Okay. Who are you targeting with sending?
What? The young warlock, apparently.
Okay. And what would you like to send?
Hello. Where are you and your sister? Your mother's concerned.
Leaving it there?
Messages.
There is a response pretty quickly. And in Shaya's voice, you hear back, "Safe, we're busy."
I do not like children.
You say that out loud or in your mind?
I grumble it out loud.
Wait, what? What did we do? We didn't do anything.
I confirm that they are safe, but they do not wish to tell me where they are. They are busy, apparently.
Shay, you have introduced your mother as, "This is my mother." I apologize for Shay's rudeness, my lady, but do you have a name?
Ari, did you pick a name for her?
I think her name was Lorna.
Okay, that may be. I thought so. The original thing you wrote up did not have their names for your dad and your mom. Do you want to just go with Lorna?
We'll go with Lorna. It's stated already.
Okay, cool. She goes. She turns to you, narrows her eyes a bit, and then kind of looks over at you, Shay, and says, "I can see that this one's dangerous. But I respect your decorum. My name is Lorna."
Thank you for bringing Shay back to us so quickly. Hopefully we can repay the favor someday.
Yes, well, he probably would not want to admit it, but he was rather anxious to get back to you all.
I was given a task. Naturally, I was going to fill it out. I did mention I would introduce her to one of our mutual acquaintances. She's keen. But here is the sigil to go back to Dark Star.
I do not have time for introductions. Who is it that you wish to speak with?
Olga. She wanted to talk to Olga.
Yes, they have just returned from speaking with Olga. Do you all feel that she would mind another visit?
Abrea looks towards Timmons like, she's really nice, but Timmons, what do you think?
Hey, Dungeon Master, do I know anything about Lorna? From like a general knowledge check, I guess, of people who are movers and shakers?
Roll the thing.
Yay!
Can I help? Can I help?
Absolutely not.
I tried.
Plus whatever it's supposed to be plus.
Mm-hmm.
Not very high. It's a 13.
Nothing about her or any organizational affiliations.
Okay.
You remember Shay mentioned that his mother was a mercenary.
Cool. I mean, I'm sure Aga will keep whatever company she wants. I have a feeling it would be very difficult to convince her otherwise. But if I can be of assistance...
I will take the lady to meet with Olga for a few moments before we return to what we need to take care of.
Of course, Mr. Kashan. Do I know Shay's family name?
Yes, you do.
Do I know Shay's family name?
I don't know. She's remember.
Hold on, let me scroll down to my list of people who exist.
Shay, fire hair.
Is it Asher or Ashere?
It's his last name's actually Strode.
Oh, my bad.
Asher is his middle name. He just uses it as a last name since his mom was,
Oh,
at
so
one point in
famous.
time, a mercenary.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he was using his middle name.
Well, Mrs. Strode, if you're ready to go now.
Certainly. I haven't heard that name in a while, but I'd be delighted. Thank you.
Oh, I apologize if I've used the incorrect name.
You're not wrong. It's just I haven't heard it in a while is all.
Right this way. And I will lead them generally in the direction of Ugga's cave.
Excellent. You all safely arrived to this cave to facilitate a conversation between Lorna and Aga. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Wow.
I don't want to stop.
We gotta wait another week. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming by, watching this incredible episode. Thank you, of course, to Zach and of course Ari, because those scenes was incredible. Chef's kiss, absolutely delicious. Yeah. So again, if you like what you see here, make sure to join our Discord. You should see in the description section below. We have a section for spoilers as well as non-spoilers, and we'd love to hear your thoughts about the campaign. And we'll be back for our next episode of Reclamation. But until then, farewell for now.